Hi, welcome back to Cooking with Matt. We're going to do some veggie kebabs today. These are going to be delicious. They're great by themselves on the side. You can be complimentary to some pasta, some rice, some fish, chicken, meat, doesn't really matter. They're even great the next day on a roasted vegetable salad. We're going to start with some mushroom. We've got some purple onion, some red bell pepper, and some green zucchini. I've also got some of that pineapple we chopped up earlier on. And I've got some seasoning, some simple stuff. You know I like onion powder, not onion salt. And I've got your basic steak seasoning. In there's black pepper, regular granulated salt, a little bit of garlic, and a little bit of paprika. And why not buy it already made if you don't have to yourself, but you can always make it. To start with, we're going to do some mushrooms. These have been cleaned off a little bit. When I do mushrooms, I take these off. We're going to make buttons out of them. We take that right down. Now listen, if you trim off the bottom part, I'll show you one that needs to be removed. That's got a little yucky to it, so we'll take that tip off, just like that, and then put this to the side. I'm going to save those because sometime around the next week or so, I'm going to chop those up really fine and use them to reduce a little bit and make a nice sauce out of them. So we'll just make these buttons, throw them in there real fast. You can take off the yucky part, take off the stem, save it, and we're going to cut through these, you'll see, pretty darn quick. 4 skewers. I'm going to have 3 mushrooms for each skewer. Zucchini is nice and easy to do. I'm going to do this in simple whole slices. This is a good zucchini because it's almost even the whole way around. Sometimes they can be really misshapen. The key with cutting your vegetables, each vegetable that you're cutting, you want it to be pretty much the same size. And I like mine in bigger chunks. So I'm going to do these all about this size. The reason you do them all about the same size is so they cook the same amount. So you don't have one that's cooked a lot and the others that are cooked very little. And I'm just going to trim off that bottom end. So there's my zucchini. 3, 6, 9. So there'll be one less zucchini for each of those mushrooms there, and that's okay. Bell peppers are a cool vegetable. We'll take the top off first. If you really are trying to be efficient and not waste anything, you can trim these little pieces from the green. But they're neat for cutting. Take that off of there. Take that out. I kind of pound it out. We don't want those seeds. Bell pepper tells you where to cut it. If you look inside, you can follow the line down, and I'm going to use those shapes to kind of guide me. So if you can see inside there, I'm just going to come straight down, do it again, come right down again, and this one I can come down here on the side. So there we go. I'm just going to quickly trim that off a little bit, take a little of that white off. Nice sharp knives. Get your seeds out of there. They're going to be a great place to hold the mushroom like that. So I'm going to cut these, again, somewhat even pieces. Little seed. Those are hard, by the way. The seeds inside of a bell pepper are pretty hard. So I'm using these pieces. That'll be cups. Bell pepper is also really great with pineapple. The flavor just goes together so well. There's a nice cup there. We'll do it like this. We'll save that for something later on. I'm trying to keep my pieces fairly even. Roughly getting about 4 for each bell pepper. That's that. Okay, onions, these can be kind of nasty. My wife did some pre-cleaning, but I'm going to finish it off a little bit. You don't need all the onion. I'm going to take off this bottom part a little bit. We won't need that. Got that nasty little stuff on it. And then this top, same kind of thing. Again, if you really, really are trying to make your vegetables last, you can try and work with that and trim it more. As you can see, it's got a little bit of a skin on it. I'm going to take that off. Looks pretty good there. Now, I'm not going to need big pieces of onion like this. It's going to be way too big. So I'm going to cut this in half first, like this way. And this will be more onion than I could possibly use. So I'm going to do this. The next thing I'm going to do is cut it in half again this way. And I'll tell you why. See that piece right there? I want that heart out of there because it's going to be put that on as a whole piece. So I'm going to take that out there. And I'll probably put that on there all as one piece. And I'll do the same on this side. Sometimes you have more than one heart. That's what this one is. You can crack it a little bit. Take it out. And as you could tell, we're not in a commercial kitchen or a commercial set. This is just my house. I've got some tree trimming going on out there. So again, just like I told you before, I want some cups. This is going to be great to cup the mushrooms. I'm going to take them out 2 at a time. Now this one is probably going to make 4, okay, because it's a little bit bigger. So I'm going to do that with this. Take these 2 at a time. Nice big pieces are going to be nice. And this one, I'll leave with 3, but I'll cut the pieces like that. I'm going to use all those like that. I want enough substance for it to actually stick on the kebab, okay? I'm going to take a couple of these out at a time. And then again. I love the way grilled onion tastes. I mean, it's just one of my favorite flavors. And, okay, we are ready to build kebabs, okay? All right, it's time to build these skewers. I'll probably have more vegetables than I have skewers for, and that's okay. I'm going to start off with the bell pepper. These are nice and firm. Like I said, I got these cups here. You see that's got a little curve to it, and that's going to be perfect for a mushroom. And, you know, I'm really thinking I might get creative and do something fun like this with this one. That's a big mushroom. Put it right through there and let it sit right inside the bell pepper. How's that look? Okay, now I've got a flat surface, so I'll tell you what I do here. Mushrooms and zucchini go great. So we'll do that, and that's going to hold that mushroom in. This is part of the trick, right? So let's just do it even, so we keep going the same way, so all these will look about the same. Use that other half again. Have it fit right in that cup. Get me a zucchini. Go flat against it, and let's do all 3 of them like that. Let's build one of these like this and keep going. Next thing I'm going to do is take a flat piece and another piece of this pineapple. Pineapple and bell pepper go great together. Maybe even do another piece of onion in between there since we've got more of it. A little bell pepper and onion. Put 2 cups together. Check that out. See? Let's do another mushroom. Now that I've decided I'm going to do mushrooms, we'll just build 1 skewer, then I'll come back and do the rest and you can see them. All right, we're back and I'm getting excited because we're just minutes away from grill time. I'm going to season these up. I'll put them in a little glass bowl or pan. We'll take them out to the grill. And what's going to happen, I'm going to season these up a little bit. And then I'm going to create a sauce in the bottom that actually I'm going to use to baste it with. And this is really easy. I'm going to take some stuff, like I said, we'll put some of our liquids on first. Lemon. And I can do it, like I said, in my hand, or some of you said you prefer to see it in a strainer, so it doesn't really matter. Some lemon juice. This is a real simple kind of sauce. Great on fish, on chicken, vegetables. It doesn't get much simpler or better. Lemon is just one of those flavors. They kind of go with everything. The citric acid also does kind of pre-break down some of your veggies and meats and makes them a little more tender. Move that over in the middle so I can get it coated good. I'm just going crazy letting this liquid go across. We'll kind of baste it when we get it on the grill. So I got a lot of lemon juice going on here. Whenever you use lemon, I'm going to always use a little bit of agave as well. You could use honey. You could use anything. Some sugar would be okay. I just like a little sweet to offset the acid. It also helps me get a little caramelization later on. It's going to blacken up. This is Worcestershire. Almost any time I use mushrooms, I use Worcestershire. Worcestershire is a flavor enhancer. It's a little bitter to the taste initially, but it just really kicks it up a notch. Get my liquids on there, and then I'm going to put some other stuff on there. I'm going to use some Marsala wine. This is you've heard of Marsala mushrooms, Marsala chicken. That's the liquid they use to make that. And this just has a nice taste. Now, all the alcohol is going to cook off when I put this on the grill. Okay, and now it's time for our seasoning. Like I said, real simple stuff here, okay? This is your basic steak seasoning. Don't be afraid of it. We're going to baste it, some of it's going to fall off, but it's going to make the flavors go into the mushrooms and everything else in the meantime. You turn these around. Should we get some on all sides, right? Rotate them a little bit. You see how I rotate these with this? That's how it's going to be when I take it on the grill too. I'm going to use the outsides as much as I can. You may say, gosh, you're putting salt and pepper on pineapple. Well, that's actually pretty common. A lot of people put salt in their watermelon. And my favorite, onion powder. Usually that kind of mellow chicken flavor to me. Maybe it's just my taste buds, but you've got onion on it. So if you don't like onion, then don't put onion on your kebab and don't use onion powder. Give them one more rotation so I can put that onion powder on both sides. You could put fresh herbs on this, kind of take it one way or another. You could go Italian with basil and oregano. You can go Southwestern, use lime instead of lemon, and put some cilantro on it instead. You can, really there's no reason to do anything in particular. But this is really basic stuff, and the idea is that these are going to be very versatile. These are delicious with the teriyaki sauce we made. Again, you'll notice how I kind of buttoned everything together. Everything fits nice and together. So I've got my flat surfaces with flat surfaces buttoned with those that cup things in and hold them secure. That's going to help me so they stay a little bit better. They're going to loosen up on the grill. The other reason why I like big chunks, I was mentioning before, I like big chunks because if by chance this does fall off from the grill, I'm just going to take it right off the grill and I haven't lost anything at all. So this is ready to go. Oops, I forgot my mushrooms. So let me do that. Since I had some extra mushrooms, I made a little extra skewer, just mushrooms only. So let's treat those right. Coat it with some of that lemon. And then our seasonings on those too. These are going to be delicious mushroom bombs full of flavor. Okay, and guess what? We are ready to grill. Been at this for about, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes, right? And we are ready to go to the grill. These are going to be great, so I can't wait to come back in and taste them. We'll be out on the grill in a few minutes. All right, we're out at the grill. We're going to put these veggie bobs on. It's worth noting, I use 2 pairs of tongs to bring those out. I came out with my brush as well so I can baste it. And these are going to be real easy. They just go on like you want. I put them on lengthwise, and you're going to rotate them to get them evenly heated up. So we'll just put them on. Grill's about 350, 400 degrees. We don't need to season our grill. We've got olive oil in our mix there. This is my special secret one. I'll put that to the side. That's my little roasting of mushrooms. I'll let those sit. Let's shut it down for a few minutes. Probably about 3 to 5. We'll let it good and heat it up. Get a little char on the one side. Then I'm going to rotate them over. We'll flip them and change places along the grill so that those that are on the back where there's more heat, change places with those in the front there where there's less. So let's let those sit there. It's been about 5 minutes. I'm going to take a look at these. It maybe be 7 minutes, but again, there's no right or wrong. You do want to keep the lid shut so you cook evenly through the top as well. Let's take a look and see if we've got any char on these. If you want to get a good shot of those, that's fine with me. You can see they're sizzling down below. They're cooking. Mushrooms are losing some juice. That's what we want. They're getting tender. You can see that. See how that cupping motion's getting in there? That mushroom juice is going right inside that bell pepper. So, all right, let's flip these over. Let's loosen them up a little bit. As you can tell, they're not really sticking. Look at that. That's what we want. A little bit of that char there, okay? That's the good eating right there. These are the ones in the back, so we'll move them to the front. And then we'll take the char side and move them so they flip them over, all right? So get your char side up now. You see how I'm using this to turn it like I told you? Helps you keep them straight too. This is hot. The grill is hot. And we're going to turn this so all the black sides on the top. Now I'm going to baste them a little bit. Like I told you, I've got this juice. Let's take a look. I forgot my mushrooms. How do these guys look? How are they doing? Oh yeah. That's what I'm talking about right there. Let's get this nice and tight in there now. And let's do a little basting. That's all the juice that we poured over, all the stuff we put on originally. Get a little sizzle. You can smell that Worcestershire, the Marcella, olive oil, lemon juice, a little agave. My wife doesn't know it, but when we get these inside, I'm going to just finish them off with a little butter, a little melted butter across the whole deal. Since these aren't a volatile food, I can still use this marinade as sauce later too. I could use that and cook it with those mushroom pieces I had, add a little cream to it, and be surprised what you come up with. But these can go back in here. There's no cross-contamination concerns. But look how beautiful those are looking. Man. Let's shut that lid. Maybe another 5 or 10. All right, I think these should be just about done. Let's take a look. You kind of tell. You got the fire. See how this is starting to colorize a little bit? That's softening. Look how tender those are getting. These are a little bit firm. That's okay. Zucchini tastes good that way. It's going to be moist in the middle and crunchy on the outside, but the onions are still soft. They call that el dente, or it means to the tooth. Look at that onion just smashed up there. Oh man, this is going to be so good. Even though that's black like that, watch this. I'm going to put it right inside here in the liquid side and baste it over. And I'm doing that on purpose. I want these vegetables, when they sit in this juice, to continue leaching off a little bit. Now remember what I said? Don't worry if you have big pieces that came off, not a big deal. Take these out, put them in here. Those are hot. And one more. Turn our grill off. All right, like I said, this is my, take a little bit of butter. These are hot, gonna melt this across. This is gonna go into the sauce that's on the bottom. And just give it a little bit of flavor again. You can tell that's melting. Not too much, but man, this is important to me. I like just a touch of butter. These are, as they rest, they're going to keep cooking a little bit. They're still hot. Okay, we can kind of baste that on. And as I said, my wife wanted me to plate these up on this big plate so you can see it. I'm going to do that so you can see it. We'll take a shot of it. You could certainly serve them just like this. No one's going to complain about getting that on their plate, are they? Okay, right? Okay, now here's what I'm going to do though, because I'm practical. I like to make these so it's real user friendly. Here's how you get off the skewer. Look at that. Those babies just come right off the skewer. Spread them out. If you grab that by this and hold it, if they don't come off right away, just kind of give them a little tug. Now they got that sauce in there. Spread them apart, they'll get disconnected. And now, that way if you had any that weren't even, you know, one had one more onion than another, or one had more zucchini, now you can give everybody a chance to kind of pick out what they want. Everything's been fire roasted, everything's nice in there. If you like more pineapple, you can pick it out. If you like less bell pepper, you don't have to have it. But the flavors that have been kind of combined together are all going to come together here. And what else is nice about this is I can just throw this in the oven on about 200 degrees and let it just sit there for 15, 20 minutes. It'll slowly cook. It won't cook down too much. It'll still be crunchy. But that way I can pull it out when I eat it with my other food items. If I serve this by itself, that's fine. You can put it on rice right now. If you're waiting for some meat to cook, you can just hold these warm and go after it. These are good cold. Once you let them cook, they're delicious cold. That's kind of a fire roasted vegetable salad. It would be absolutely wonderful. So, veggie kebabs. Thanks for watching. Cooking with Matt.